So we're tracking Irma shower chances today. This morning, a lot of it in our south zone, but we'll watch a spotty shower or two coming in over the next couple of hours, and most of the day is dry. It's 59 degrees now. After 3 p.m., 4 to 5 p.m., early evening drive, those shower chances do increase. High today, 74. Again, mostly dry, just bad timing on the evening drive, Kim.
All right, Brandon. Well, we are looking right now down at I-75 right at Woodward, and in the background you can see Little Caesars Arena opening night last night. Kid Rock heard it was a great show, but let's take a look at your commute here. You can see light traffic volumes, no accidents to report at this time.
If you thought claw machines were just for toys, think again.
I always wonder how kids are able to get in these things, but take a look. This 8-year-old boy in China, he managed to climb into this arcade claw machine with hopes of coming out with a few free toys. Well, it turns out that the boy entered the machine through a one-way door. You can get in, but you can't get out. So after deciding that he wanted to swipe some of the goodies, he tried pulling on the claw to open up the door, but it didn't work. So police had to rescue him. Officers eventually had to break glass with a hammer, in fact, to get him out of there.
Roaches check in, but they don't check out. Remember, it's been a long time since we saw that ad. Remember that? New in our next half hour, stories from across Metro Detroit, including Harrison Township and Romulus.
Plus, mayors behaving badly. One is leaving office today. The other is sparking controversy over what some call special treatment. We'll tell you what cities this is happening.
All right now let's check in with Nick Monticelli. Good morning.
Jason, good morning to you. Remember that 18-year-old who was shot and killed during a graduation party in Roseville? Well, that case is back in court today. We'll let you know exactly what we can find out. That's next on Local 4 News today.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News today at 5:30 starts now.
I was scared. I was really creeped out.
Frightening moments from a Macomb County teen during a creepy encounter that has an entire community on alert this morning.
Up in flames, a school destroyed by a suspicious fire has some wondering if the place was in fact targeted.
Weather rebound after a chance of rain today. We heat things up just in time for the weekend. Summer making a comeback.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at that long-range forecast, 80s and 60s. I'm thinking to myself, is there one more weekend in the pool? Should I fire up the heater? Because the water right now is like polar plunge, ice cold.
It's going to be in the 80s this weekend. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the last one, the last hurrah.
Pay my gas bill?
It can't be that bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon? Is it one last hurrah?
I would, you know, you could still get an early October 80s and open it then, but let's not push it. I would say absolutely Friday through Sunday, flirting with the 80s and maybe well into the 80s, especially Saturday and Sunday. So myself and Gia say yes, let's do it. 59 degrees, and Kim too. She's our 80-degree
enthusiast.
Barometer. Northeast winds at 5. That's a view from Macomb County. Good morning, everybody. We have a couple of showers here down in Monroe County. This is Luna Pier over toward Lambertville, and this is moving pretty slowly toward the northwest. And so just areas in our south zone getting a little bit wet. You see some more showers that could be creeping up here into Leamington. Maybe Essex getting a quick little shower here downriver. Can't rule out a spotty shower in the morning. Most of the day is dry. These are remnants from Irma, and we have a better chance of seeing some showers for the evening drive, probably 4 o'clock and beyond, 4 p.m. and after. 74 degrees, our high temperature today with mostly cloudy skies, and don't get too excited about our brush with Irma. It's going to be pretty weak, but a better rain chance later in the day. Kim, and for live traffic, you got to wait for the 7-day in those 80s. So.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm going to be outside the whole weekend. I'm telling you, it's going to be November and it's going to be 40, and I'm going to be like, remember that weekend in September? So this is it. All right, well, let's take a look at your commute. No accidents to report at this time, but southbound I-75 will have some construction between 13 Mile and 12 Mile. One lane blocked there, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then eastbound I-696 between Southfield Road and I-75, you can expect one lane blocked there, starting at 9 a.m., wrapping up at 3 p.m. And this is going to be a continuous daily project continuing until the end of September. Also, those of you headed out towards I-94 sticker, and we'll take a look at that commute coming up in my next report at 5:44. Rhonda and Jason.
Thank you, Kim. A day of celebration ends in tragedy. A young man gunned down during a graduation party. It happened in Roseville back in August.
And the gunman accused of killing the teen is going to be in court this morning. Local 4's Nick Monticelli joins us now live with more. Nick?
Rhonda, good morning to you. This is that 18-year-old Luke Fillery, whose picture you saw all over the news in early August when he was killed at that graduation party. The big question was why? What happened? We knew there was an argument, but about what? We should get some of those answers today in a hearing for Alex Mangonia, who is accused of killing him and charged with second-degree murder.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not fair to him or his family.
18-year-old Luke Fillery was shot and killed at his cousin's graduation party in Roseville in early August. And this man, 20-year-old Amir Mangonia, is the one accused of shooting him. Fillery's friends say the Clinton Township teenager was popular and worked hard.
Luke was just always like the life of the party. He was like always funny. He was always having a good time.
The graduation party was at a home on Callahan Street near 12 and Hayes. Roseville police say there was an argument and about 4 people were asked to leave that party. A while later, the group came back and police say Mangonia started shooting towards the home. Fillery was hit and he was rushed to the hospital and died.
It's just not necessary. Just over something really little. And now his life's gone.
It's not clear if Luke even knew the group of people who were asked to leave, but we should learn a little more during today's preliminary exam. The evidence against Mangonia will be presented, but while the facts will be known, the why may never be.
I don't understand what was going through their heads. Like, I don't know. I can't ever relate to that.
That hearing is scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning, and if found guilty, Mangonia could spend up to life in prison. We're live this morning. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
All right, Nick, thank you. A stranger danger alert in Macomb County where a man tried luring a girl into his car. She was waiting for the school bus at Ashland and Memory Lane in Harrison Township when the man approached her. The man asked her if she needed a ride to school, and when she said no, he told her to get in the car. That's when the school bus arrived, and she quickly got on board the bus. According to police, that bus driver had another encounter with this same man at a previous stop. The girl's grandfather is just glad that the bus arrived when it did.
If the school bus hadn't been there, was he alone? Wasn't he alone? Would he have forced her in there? Would somebody just jump out and grab her?
The man is described as a white male in his early 20s with short curly brown hair, driving a silver 4-door Honda. Police fear that he will try again at another bus stop, so they want everyone to be aware.
The images you're about to see give you a good idea of the destruction caused by Hurricane Irma down in Florida. President Trump, Vice President Pence, and their wives will visit the state tomorrow. The impact of Irma is felt all over Florida as they work to clean up and repair the damage there. The Florida Keys, once a paradise, now much of that area is in ruins. The storm caused widespread destruction across the state, leaving many homeless without food, clean drinking water, or other basic necessities. The U.S. Navy sent their support to Hurricane Irma survivors, sending in supplies and search and rescue teams looking to help those in need.
It's not going to be any tourism down here for quite some time, which is going to make life tough and no way to make a living.
We were in shock. Everything was, devastating.
The National Guard on patrol in Jacksonville. Street flooding still remains a problem there. Millions of homes across the state damaged. At least 25% in the Florida Keys were completely destroyed. Meantime, gas stations packed with people looking for fuel for their cars and their generators. The long lines snaked into the streets, and the wait still several hours. Starting at 7 o'clock this morning, the Today Show takes a closer look at the impact on the Virgin Islands. Ron Mott has a preview.
After nearly a week, Our news team has arrived here on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You can see a Norwegian cruise line ship that is evacuating the first large group of passengers off the island. So coming up on the Today Show, we'll give you the very latest on where the recovery efforts are right now. We do know that there is a team on this U.S. Coast Guard cutter we're on from the TSA, and their mission is to try to get the airport on St. Thomas up and running, perhaps as early as this weekend. So a lot to cover from the U.S. Virgin Islands, including the hard-hit St. John just to our east. All of that and more coming up on the Today Show. For now, let's send it back to you.
Here at home, police in Detroit and Romulus still need your help to find a pair of suspects. In the Romulus case, the guy stole a police SUV. This is newly released dashcam video from the scene near Michigan and Livernois. The SUV was stolen back on September 1st after police had arrested a man who was attempting to steal from a utility trailer. After stealing the cop car, the guy eventually parked it and ran away. And over in Detroit, police are looking for this man who broke into a mosque on the east side and smashed it with a hammer. He got in through a window and caused extensive damage.
Ahead this morning, a story that sounds like something from an NBC Dateline episode. A young girl found dead in a freezer after going to a party.
Her mom is convinced that her friends are not telling police the full story. We'll have more on that.
And apple of his eye, how a local guy is already cashing in on the rollout of the new iPhones. We'll explain that in the 6 o'clock hour of the Car Report.
And nearly blown away, passengers taken on a wild plane ride get caught in the crosswinds. We'll have more on that when we come right back.
Make sure to watch.
6 Baltimore police officers will not face charges in the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray. He died from a severe spinal cord injury while in police custody in 2015. In a statement, the Department of Justice said it found, quote, insufficient evidence to support federal criminal civil rights charges against the officers. All 6 officers were charged with crimes related to Gray's death, including manslaughter and murder, and all were cleared.
Missouri police are investigating after a 1-year-old boy was found dead inside of a van on Monday evening. Officers were called to Casa Dia Montessori in St. Louis around 6 p.m. on a report of a child that wasn't breathing. When officers arrived, they found that 1-year-old, Tate Mitchell, unresponsive. The boy was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police say that he was left in the van since the morning hours. The owner of the vehicle is unknown, but police say that it was not a school vehicle. Seattle Mayor Ed Murray will be resigning from office after one of his cousins came forward accusing him of sexual abuse back in the 1970s. Murray, who already announced that he would not seek a second term, even has denied the claim, said that he would step down effective today at 5 p.m. And this isn't the first allegation of sexual abuse against the Seattle politician. 4 more men have come forward since April, accusing Murray of sexually abusing them in the 1980s. Murray denies all the claims and blames it on resentment between 2 families.
Some tense moments for a plane attempting to land in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as Irma was hitting Monday afternoon. Dramatic cell phone video shows the exact moment the plane was on approach and got caught in a strong crosswind. Look at that right there, just minutes before touching down on the ground. The Allegiant Airlines plane was forced to pull up and abort the landing. It was safely diverted to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow. Not a big fan of flying. Didn't need to see that video, but whew, we are lucky with Irma coming in later today mainly. It is the very last drips and drops of this thing as it completely fizzles out. Meantime, temperatures a little bit cooler north with clearer skies. Lapeer at 45. Double Nichols 55 in Mount Clemens, 55 over in Pontiac, 56 right now in Ann Arbor. Right around 60 degrees in most of Wayne County. You see 60 in Monroe, 58 in Harrow, Ontario, and we should be near 60 degrees at 8 a.m. Still a few showers out there this morning. Most of the day is dry, 71 degrees. Not a ton of sun, but a little. 74 this afternoon, just maybe shy of average, which is 76, but shower chances do increase after 4 or 5 p.m. Kim DeGiulio, Haircast. We're going fair on the border of good. We have light winds, but the humidity is up a little bit with that system coming up from the south, and shower chances, especially late afternoon or evening. So I think, again, most of the day will be on the drier side, and overall, not terrible. Fair hair day. Here's a look at some of those showers right now down in Monroe County. Fairly light stuff and just slow movers here down along the Ohio border. Parts of southern Ontario about to get a little bit wet here, maybe into our downriver communities as well. And there's the area of low pressure, the center of Irma down in the Ohio Valley, and it's coming up into drier air, and so the battle is on today. Looks like the dry air for the most part wins out, but through the afternoon hours, again, maybe during the evening drive, we're going to have more spotty shower chances. Looks fairly light here and pretty scattered about the area. Lingering shower or two on Thursday morning for east siders primarily. I think when you wake up with us tomorrow morning, we'll be tracking rain over into parts of southern Ontario, over Lake Erie, and maybe into Ohio. But for the most part, we're going to be drying things out after a quick shower or three in the morning on the east side tomorrow. Middle 70s today and tomorrow, and then hello 80s all the way across Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe a stretch to get to 80 on Friday, but I think we can do it. Saturday, the Wolverines are home. Going to be awesome football weather, almost a little too warm. Make sure you have the sunscreen on, Kim, when you're out there. And then the Sunday is the JDRF One Walk in the morning on Sunday at Milliken State Park. It starts at 9:30. Fellow type 1 diabetics like myself and my son will be out there bright and early. We'll be broadcasting live all morning on Local 4 News Today Sunday. Again, at Milliken State Park, the walk to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, and we'd love to see you out there. You can check in at 8:30. Get your spot, but it's a great walk along the river. We had awesome weather last year, Kim, and we expect it once again this year.
It's not a coincidence. You get to decide, right? Good weather for the weekend. We really appreciate it, Brandon. All right, well, let's take a look at what's going on the roads today. No accidents to report about at this time, but we've got construction over on the Lodge. The north and southbound lanes between Howard and Jefferson, one lane blocked there until 5 o'clock this evening. Also on the Lodge, we've got the north and southbound lanes right at I-75, one lane blocked there, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now let's talk about some construction over on I-94. The eastbound lanes right at Beach Daily, one lane blocked, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then eastbound I-94 between the Lodge and I-75. One lane will also be blocked there. This is happening between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and this is going to be a daily project continuing through Friday. Also, those of you headed out the door soon towards I-275, stick around. We'll take a look at this commute at my next report at 5:54. Back to you.
Time now for some stories that we like to say maybe you missed them. After 4 years of dating, one Kansas City couple was ready to take the plunge into marriage, but who knew that plunge would be so literal?
Well, here's what happened. Justice Seth Dixon got down on one knee with that $3,000 ring he saved up for. It fell out of the box, through the slats of that bridge and into the water below. So the couple and their 30 friends jumped in the water and searched for that ring, and they never found it. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help him replace it. Oh, could you imagine?
What about that story from England where the lady found her wedding ring in her garden wrapped around a carrot?
Right.
Do you remember that?
Years later.
She lost it like 2 decades prior or something.
I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere, but I don't know if they'll ever see it again.
Garden turnip, I see what you did there. Exciting blockbuster news out of Hollywood.
Yeah, director J.J. Abrams is going to finish what he started. Disney and Lucasfilms announced that he will return to write and direct Star Wars Episode 9. Abrams
is no stranger to the Star Wars saga. He directed The Force Awakens, one of the biggest box office successes in Star Wars history. Here's the thing, though. I just read earlier this morning that his co-writer on the project is the same guy responsible for Batman v Superman, and some fans are kind of lukewarm about that movie,
really?
So
they don't like that?
Yeah, so we'll see.
Collaboration doesn't work for them.
Hopefully it's more Force Awakens. McDonald's is looking to squash rumors that they have a trick to give its customers fewer French fries.
Yeah, so social media is all abuzz on this one. The so-called secrets from employees and pictures like this one. It claims that the workers are told to pinch or squeeze the fry box while they're filling it. And that means that less fries are able to fit in there.
I have been the victim of an underfilled fry box on several occasions, and I'm not going to say that it's intentional, but I do, you know, you take the fry box out of the bag and it's kind of flat, and they haven't popped it all the way open to really fill it up. You notice it. McDonald's says the exact opposite is true, saying there are no strict procedures to ensure fries, you know, are underfilled. I'd say we're a great place to get fries at McDonald's. Okay. Hazel Park. Over there at 9 Mile and 75.
That's the spot?
That McDonald's, they fill that fry box.
They stuff the fries? So when you're underfilled, do you go back and ask for...
If I'm inside the restaurant, I would, sure.
Okay. Time now is 5:50, everybody. After the break, a mayor on the move on a lawnmower in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night. We'll try and explain this one to you coming up.
And don't forget about today's special star-studded edition of Live in the D. Jane Fonda and Detroit native Lily Tomlin in studio live to talk about an important project that is near and dear to their hearts. It's an interview you won't want to miss. 10 a.m. right here, Local 4.
Tonight at 10.
Happy Hump Day. We have a couple of 40s up in Lapeer, up in the Thumb, but otherwise it's mainly 50s, 59 at Metro and 71 degrees at noon, 74 this afternoon. We are tracking a couple of very weak showers down near the Ohio border, and I think we have a better chance at some of the remnants of Irma for showers probably after 4 p.m. Kim, could slow down the evening drive.
All right, well, you might want to grab that umbrella as you head out the door this morning, just in case. But right now, roads are dry. We're looking at I-275 right at Ford Road. Traffic volumes are still pretty light, and we don't have any accidents to let you know about at this time.
All right, Kim, time now is 5:54, and police are investigating after the suspicious death of an Illinois teen. 19-year-old Kaneka Jenkins was attending a party in a room at the Crown Plaza Hotel with a group of friends. Her family reported her missing the following day. Kaneka's body was discovered in the freezer by hotel staff. Her death has left many, including her mother, with questions.
My goal is to find out what exactly happened to my daughter. What exactly went on, and whatever went on, could someone tell me?
The circumstances surrounding the teen's death are still under investigation. There are reports that the teen was drunk and somehow stumbled into the freezer on her own. Her mother and others are not buying that story. Mom says that the girl's friends keep changing their version of what happened.
Hundreds of demonstrators at the University of Virginia gathered last night to cover the school's statue of Thomas Jefferson in a black sheet. Some came out holding Black Lives Matter signs at the statue of the former president. It sits on the front lawn of the university. A sign on top of the statues covering read, quote, "TJ is a racist and a rapist," end quote. The protests come following a trio of white supremacist events in Charlottesville. One of Florida's oldest elementary schools, named after a Confederate general, caught fire last night. This was the scene at Robert E. Lee Elementary in Tampa around 7 p.m. Fire is still being investigated, but officials say it does not seem suspicious. There were no reported injuries. Robert E. Lee Elementary was established in 1906. A South Carolina mayor is in trouble, accused of drinking on a very odd manner of transportation.
With lights flashing, Horry County police officer pulled up behind a man riding a lawnmower. This was all happening in the pitch dark of night, and they tried to get him to stop. Well, the dash cam video shows the driver moving along on a slow speed chase until the officers finally pulled up next to him and ordered him to stop.
Turns out the driver was none other than John Gardner, the mayor of Aner, a small town outside of Myrtle Beach. Mayor Gardner was not arrested or ticketed that night, and the Horry County Police did not even file a report, which has some people up in arms saying that he received preferential treatment because he's the mayor, a local dignitary, a very important person, whatever you want to say.
I have nothing to say on that one.
I once did a story about a guy who was arrested for driving a golf cart to the liquor store. Coming up all new at 6, happened right here. Local stories from Detroit, Harrison Township, and Westland.
Plus, they're one of the best teams in the country, and now they are getting their own show. We're going to show you where you can soon find Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines on the small screen.
And a suspect in a police chase takes an unexpected detour. What he did while police were hot on his trail, or on his tail rather. We're back in 1 minute. See what's happening.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Recover and rebuild after Hurricane Irma left behind miles of destruction. Crews are working, getting to work, searching for survivors and restoring power to millions of people.
We are going to squeeze the last bits of rain out of Irma here today. We'll track the better timing for showers coming up.
His name is Kid, and he rocked Detroit's new arena last night. And he had a lot to say, and his critics had a lot to say, and columnists had a lot to say. Everybody's got a lot to say about the opening of the new arena.
And I hope that a lot of it includes just how beautiful the arena is and how awesome the staff was. It was a great experience last night to see that and the excitement of the staff welcoming anybody. It was really, really cool.
How does it compare to the Palace?
You know, it's just more modern, you know, and it's very steep. I mean, in terms of, it's more like Joe Louis Arena and just the view that you have of, you know, what will be the ice at that point. So that's what I found is different than a basketball arena.
Vertigo inducing.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Rhonda Walker.
I'm Jason Carr. Everett is off, but Brandon is not. He is standing by over at the green screen, using all of his powers of persuasion to tell you to reopen your pool for the weekend.
I just have to get a pool now. Man, we got a pool, we got a pond. Pond is always good for me. 59 degrees out there right now, and Friday through Sunday, wait for it. Well, wait for it. Sorry, I'm not giving it away right now. Northeast winds at 6. At the bus stop for the kids, about 57 degrees or so. A little bit milder, warmer. Clouds rolling in, some spotty showers mainly south, closer to the Ohio border or areas between the border and I-94. Through the afternoon, I think we get through most of the school day without much in the way of wet weather. High of 74, but after 4 p.m. our shower chances do increase. We've had a few through Monroe County, over Lake Erie here as well, showing some very light showers right now right in downtown Monroe, and they are drifting just slowly to the north. Spotty shower this morning, but we wait for the bulk of the energy down south for a better chance of maybe your evening drive being wet. Let's check in the morning drive. Kim DeJulio, how's it looking?
It's looking good. Those light spotty showers aren't really affecting our commute this morning. You can see our big picture here, no red icons, so we are accident free. Here's a look at I-75 right at Gratiot, and you can see that conditions look great for your morning drive. Nothing you need to worry about right now, no stalled vehicles, and again, accident free. However, we have I-696 construction. I'll tell you all about that project coming up in my next report at 6:14. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. On the stage, he pulled out all the stops, playing about every instrument on the stage. Talented guy, including pulling out a podium and announcing a Senate run.
Kid Rock performed in front of a sellout crowd for the grand opening of Little Caesars Arena, but as fans cheered, protesters marched.
Let's get to Nick Monticelli joining us now live outside of the new arena, where another concert will be taking place again tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here at LCA, and as you mentioned, there's two storylines. Obviously, the grand opening of the brand new Little Caesars Arena, but then the act that kicked all this off in the first place drew some criticism, but then he was announced as Michigan's next senator. The doors opening for the first time at Little Caesars Arena. Fans ready for the first ticketed event, Kid Rock.
We see him every time he's here. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
How does this compare?
There's no comparison.
No visa! No visa!
But outside, a group of protesters marched and chanted against the Romeo, Michigan native because of his Southern rock rebel persona that over the years has included using the Confederate flag. Protesters often badgered and yelled at concertgoers, and in one case, 2 President Trump supporters. But police were able to keep the peace by keeping distance between protesters and a pro-Kid Rock biker gang.
We had a line of demonstrators that were marching. We had a line of protesters by way of motorcycles past each other. But the key point to remember is they maintained their professionalism.
Finally, it was showtime that began with a Kid Rock campaign speech.
I said it once, I'll scream it again. I love black people. And I love white people too. But neither as much as I love red, white, and blue.
Now, many are considering that his campaign speech, but I should point out that is the same speech he has been given or been giving at concerts and not campaign stops. We're live here at Little Caesars Arena. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News today.
Nick, any idea just how many protesters actually showed up?
The count was about 400, Jason. They started at Grand Circus Park, marched their way over here, and then marched right back without an issue. It was, in their words, just a sign of demonstration.
All right, Nick reporting live. Thank you so much. Rhonda.
Thank you, Jason. As many return to storm-ravaged homes across the southeast, the aftermath of Irma leaves many Floridians reeling. Millions are still without power as recovery efforts in the hardest-hit Florida Keys are still in just the beginning phases. NBC's Sarah Rosario joins us from Miami with more on the damage that we're seeing and the long road to recovery ahead.
The flooding has receded here in downtown Miami, but as you can see behind me, many trees are still down as power is slowly starting to come back on. Meantime, anxious residents returning to the Keys are realizing they don't have a home to return to.
Today, a clearer look at the path of destruction left by Irma in the Florida Keys.
Then we come back and we're in shock. Everything was, devastating.
The storm ripping through the chain of islands is a Category 4 hurricane causing widespread destruction.
We need water, food, we need gas.
The U.S. Navy answering the call, deploying by air and sea, shipping in much-needed supplies. Brought to the island on the USS Abraham Lincoln, the warship is now a mission of mercy.
We can do a lot. We can provide about an extra 100,000 gallons of water per day.
This as search and rescue teams look for the stranded or anyone in need. The storm now leaves many homeless and some without a job.
There's not going to be any tourism down here for quite some time, which is going to make life tough and no way to make a living.
Beaten but not battered.
We're going to come back strong. Everybody that lives here in this community, we will survive. We will survive this.
There's hope to rebuild.
Good news for many people without power across the southeast. Florida's largest utility provider says most of it could be turned back on by the end of this weekend. Reporting in Miami, Sarah Rosario. Now back to you.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And boy, those images are just so heartbreaking. Tomorrow, President Trump and Vice President Pence are scheduled to pay a visit to Florida to survey the damage. And what a day we had here yesterday. You opened your hearts and you opened your resources to make it a very impactful day here at Local 4. Our Hurricane Irma help for hurricane relief efforts were just remarkable in helping the people of Florida and Texas.
You know, struck me answering the phones was the number of seniors living on fixed income, living in apartments, modest means, saying that they wanted to donate $10 or $20. It was really special.
And saying, well, I don't have much, but I just want to do something. It was very sweet.
Exactly. We want to send a special thank you to you, our viewers, for helping us raise in total more than $430,000 during our Help for Hurricane Relief Telethon, in partnership with the American Red Cross and Art Van Furniture.
It is 6:07 and the U.S. Supreme Court has lifted restrictions on President Trump's travel ban until further notice. This allows the administration to continue barring most refugees from entering the country. The court granted the government's request to block a federal court ruling that said the administration can't ban exempted refugees. The new ruling could impact around 24,000 people. The travel ban bars certain people from Iran, Libya, also Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen from entering the United States.
Attorney General Bill Schuette is running as a Republican for Michigan governor. He says his goal is to put more money in people's wallets, promising that if he's elected, he would cut state income taxes, push to repeal the Affordable Care Act, and bring more better-paying jobs to Michigan. Schuette is considered to be the front-runner among Republicans, although Lieutenant Governor Brian Kelly has yet to announce whether he'll be running.
Will Amazon build its headquarters in Detroit? The answer coming up.
That's why they call it a tease. It's the most expensive iPhone yet, but is it just as expensive to build? Or, well, we'll take a look at the cost.
Film Challenge.
Welcome back. 3 people accused in a murder-for-hire plot will appear in court today. Eric Gibson has been arraigned on first-degree murder charges, and investigators say that he, Marcy Griffin, and George Ryder made up the trio. The 3 are accused of killing Julie Johnson. Who was found shot to death outside of her condo in January near 13 Mile and Mound. Today, a judge will decide if there is enough evidence to go to trial.
Dozens of Los Angeles landmarks lit up on Tuesday, celebrating the city hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics. The Coliseum, the Getty Center, City Hall, Capitol Records, and Santa Monica Pier all glowed in purple, pink, yellow, and orange. The International Olympic Committee is expected to make the final announcement this afternoon. We'll be right back. You've probably heard by now, Apple has unveiled 3 new iPhones. During Tuesday's event, Apple debuted the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus, but not much different from the 7. But the iPhone everybody is talking about is the iPhone 10. It features wireless charging and facial recognition, which will replace the fingerprint sensor for unlocking the phone. The home button is gone, and you tap the device to wake it up. It is priced at $999. Suddenly I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Now, if you're one of the many asking yourself, should I buy a new iPhone? Remember how much money Apple will be making when you give in. Last year, it was revealed the cost to make an iPhone 7 was about $225, $220 for materials, and $5 to build. The cost to buy the iPhone 7 was $650. That makes the consumer price about 3 times greater than production price. Now, shortly after the iPhone 8 was revealed, Apple released an 8-second video that put some local musicians in the spotlight. All right, the new ad featured music from Flint's Tunde Olonaren. Say it again, Ian. Let me get this right here. Tunde? Oh, Tunde Olonaren. Of course, and Detroit's Seth Anderson, aka Siblings. So congrats to them. The song, by the way, is called Namesake. I was happy to get that right. Also today on Live in the D, 2 Hollywood legends will be joining yours truly, and also Kim DeGiulio will be in.
Yay. What?
Tati on vacation, that's right. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin in studio live. That's at 10 a.m. Brandon and Kim, over to you. Kim is so excited to meet a couple of living legends.
I am.
9 to 5.
Well, I know them mostly from their hit Netflix series.
Which one?
Grace and Frankie. It's so good. You got to watch it. It's on Netflix now. 3 seasons.
And still are doing awesome movies. One of my favorite comedies in the last 5-8 years with Jane Fonda in it. But anyway, here's a look at your 4-zone temperatures. Metro zone at 59, double nickels 55 in our west zone in Ann Arbor, 56 in Pontiac. Some of our north zone is in the upper 40s as you head up into the thumb, but it is, instead of 40s and 50s, 50s and 60s out there. 61 in our south zone at Adrian. A couple of spotty showers, mainly south through the morning, not exclusive to the south zone. We have a couple of very weak bands of rain from remnants of Irma coming up this morning, but battling dry air and losing are the rain showers. 71 degrees, mostly cloudy at noon, 74 at 4 p.m., and our shower chances increase after 4 or 5 p.m. Just a couple of showers again right now down in Monroe County, coming perhaps into southern Wayne here. We'll just watch these slowly drift north. But again, losing steam in a very, very weak band out from the center of the storm, which is Irma. And that is down near the Tennessee Valley and moving up into the Ohio Valley today. And that bulk of that moisture, again, will be closer to us during the evening drive. But again, battling dry air through most of the day. One thing we want to look back at Irma as it is just completely fizzling out here today, a very rare track of this storm. We go all the way back in history to look at Cape Verde storms that formed off the coast of Africa. These are the big, strong storms, and historical data shows only one other storm, hurricane, took a similar path back in the 1890s. Only one in all of the historical data that hit Savannah and Charleston, killed about 1,500 people back in 1893. But that's how rare Irma's track was, and that strength piling with Irma and Harvey before that. It's just an unusual coupling of storms. It looks good tomorrow and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are flirting with 80 degrees, if not a little bit better. Our Hanson's weather window, 1-800-HANSON's, looking out your window at the Guardian building, downtown Detroit. Our local 4 photojournalist Josh Strand out there getting us the live look this morning. And well, thank you, Josh. And your Hanson's weather window downtown, it's dry. How are the roads, Kim?
Oh, they are looking good. We are dry this morning. However, we do want to let you know about an accident over in Royal Oak. If this is part of your morning commute, watch out for this. Over on the northbound lanes of Coolidge, just past 13 Mile here, there is a right lane blocked because of that accident, so be cautious of that. Now, other than that, we are good. So we've got construction to talk about on the westbound lanes of I-696 between I-94 and DeQuinder. 2 lanes blocked today, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then eastbound I-696 between Hoover and Hayes, 1 lane blocked there between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And I also want to take a live check of our roads right now with our 1-800-CALL-SAM-CHOPPER shot. We're looking down at I-75 right at 12 Mile, and as you can see, conditions are good. We do have dry roads in this area. However, don't forget to grab the umbrella because we may see those showers later today, and you don't want to get rained on. Over to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. It is 6:18 and turning our attention to consumer headlines. Olive Garden is looking to send some lucky customers to Italy on the cheap. Plus, Nintendo is looking to make some amends to some of its upset fans. But first, Detroit may be out of the running when it comes to being the home of Amazon's next headquarters. Let's get to Maribel Aber. She joins us now live with more. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rhonda. Some Amazon executives are actually pushing for Boston to be the city for the company's second headquarters. This is according to a Bloomberg News report. Boston is home to Harvard and MIT, which could give Amazon a supply of highly educated workers. Amazon is evaluating cities for a $5 billion headquarters that could create as many as 50,000 jobs. Detroit is making a push and hoping the University of Michigan is a potential draw in that competition. Nintendo's popular NES Classic Edition console is coming back after being discontinued earlier this year. Nintendo says the gadget will be back on the market in 2018 thanks to popular demand. The $60 console was a top seller when it originally came out, becoming one of the most wanted items during last year's holiday season. The announcement came 2 weeks ahead of Nintendo's win of its new mini console called SNES Classic Edition. Olive Garden's $100 never-ending pasta pass, well, that returns tomorrow with a new bonus. Guests who claim one of the 22,000 pasta passes for $100 will enjoy 8 weeks of access to unlimited pasta, and 50 customers will have the chance to buy a pasta passport to Italy for $200. That'll give them an all-inclusive 8-day trip for 2 to Italy, along with the 8 weeks of unlimited pasta. The passes are set to go on sale Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern at pastapass.com for just 30 minutes. Rhonda, now the pasta in Italy, that's a whole other deal. I'll take those carbs.
Yeah, tell me about it. Me too. All right, Maribel, thank you. And let's get over to Kim. She is an adorable pet of the week.
Do, don't I? Good morning, everyone. Joining us today is Patrice Reed, and we have Howard here.
We have Howard.
An adorable
very,
dog.
very popular dog at my job.
Oh,
Pet
I can
calls.
see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
my boss named him.
Look at that face. We don't even have to talk about Howard. I think his face just sells himself. But tell us about him.
He's about 2 years old.
Oh, great age.
Very, very friendly. Wants to play all the time. Still needs a little training.
Oh, okay. Well, his fur is very soft.
Yes. Well, I
Did you bathe him?
Yeah, he was Tresemme. Of
okay,
course.
so good with kids.
Yeah,
Shih
he's
Tzus
fine.
are a very popular breed, so I know that he'll definitely make a good dog. Just somebody, and just look at that.
But we'll be at the Detroit Zoo on Saturday at Meet Your Best Friend, and that's where he will be at.
That is all right. Well, if you want to come meet Howard, and also you can just call for to learn a little bit more about Howard. If you are interested in adopting, you can call What We Do for the Love of Pets Rescue at 313-671-4134. And also, we want to let you know about that event. It's What We Do for the Love of Pets. It's the adoption event this weekend at the Detroit Zoo, as you mentioned, and you can meet your best friend at the zoo. So plenty of other dogs, cats as well.
Cats.
All right. Well, that is going to be a fantastic day. That is all day, Friday and Saturday. And we also want to let you know about an adoption update, one of our recent Pets of the Week. Let's take a look here at Sumter. If you remember, Sumter from a few weeks ago has a new name, and that is Murphy. And this is a picture with its new owners, Jerry and Linda Lindsay, and they are so happy. I loved Sumter. Yeah. That was a sweet dog.
Yeah. He was a puppy, remember?
Yes,
that was the puppy.
The big puppy.
The big puppy.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today, Patrice. We'll send it back to you guys.
A 70-pound puppy.
Yeah.
Humongous.
Thanks, guys. All right, we've covered some intense police chases, but this one is just odd. Wait until you hear what a suspect did as officers tried to catch up with him.
And it's time now to meet our Facebook friend of the day. Take a look. It is Cassandra Williams. She is from Detroit, and she's a college student working towards a master's degree in social work, and her block club president working hard for her community. Wonderful.
We're going to send you a pair of tickets to the Michigan Renaissance Festival just for being our friend for today. If you would like to be that as well, like our Facebook page, click on the Friend of the Day tab. Now this.
59 degrees at Metro Airport right now. We do have a couple of 40s north, but most are in the 50s, a little more mild today. A couple of showers down near Monroe County, downriver perhaps. Most of the day is dry. 74 your afternoon high temperature with a better shower chance after 4 p.m. Kim.
All right, thank you, Brent. I just want to give you an update on the situation over in Royal Oak that originally came in as an accident, but we're learning it is now a building fire that has a lane blocked on northbound lanes of Coolidge just past 13 Mile. That is the right lane blocked because of that building fire. We'll continue to keep you updated on that.
In Boston, a chase suspect took an unexpected detour as he walked into a store with an odd request. Workers say 26-year-old Jose Jimenez entered and asked if Osprey Wireless was hiring. Here you see the general manager leading Jimenez into his office to fill out an application. When another employee notices an officer and a canine walk by outside and asks police, "Hey, who are you looking for?" Moments later, officers enter and arrest Jimenez. He is being held on a $250,000 bond. So he thought he was going to smooth his way right into a safe general manager's office and
just calm, cool, and collected. Didn't work.
Next at 6:30, local stories out of Harrison Township, Westland, and Romulus.
Plus, heartless what a man did once he got inside this local mosque.
Plus, ain't no mountain high enough. This nun isn't letting Mother Nature get in her way. Why she's armed with a chainsaw. Coming up next, we are back in 1 minute.
Hundreds of
Well, this is just not something you see every day. I mean, of course, in Miami, there's a lot of cleanup happening and a lot of trees are down, but seeing a nun there with the chainsaw, it's pretty unusual. But she was helping to cut a tree branch recently that was knocked down by Hurricane Irma.
That's right, Sister Margaret Ann wielding that chainsaw. She teaches at a local Catholic school, and with the school closed the past few days, she's got a little extra time to help with cleanup efforts. We're back in a minute.
The Lazy. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
A graduation party in Macomb County takes a deadly turn, and now the man accused of killing this teen will face a judge.
Stranger danger alert, where police say a man tried to lure a teen girl into his car. Brandon?
Hey guys, you cannot spell Irma without Michigan, but our chances for rain from this today, as the kids say, meh.
No applause.
Meh. Meh. Brandon hasn't telestrated in a while, clearly a little rusty.
Whoa, she backed that truck right over you, Brandon.
Oh, I'm just kidding, Brandon. That was you know.
Meh.
Meh. Sorry about that, buddy. You want me to tell you the truth, though?
That was a bus. I was just thrown right under the bus. It's a telestrating bus, so it, you know, it's weighs nothing. It looks like that, and ding. No, I didn't even get a ding for that. 59 degrees out there right now. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It's a little more mild. We've got some cloud cover, our little blanket of insulation. Not seeing a big warm up today, however. 71 degrees at noon, 74 our afternoon high temperature. Better rain chances later in the day after 4 p.m. So during the evening drive, a better chance at some showers, but we do have a few out there this morning, and they are mainly south zone into Dundee and maybe with just some spritzes. It was a little bit heavier earlier down along I-75 through Monroe County, but drifting very slowly into maybe parts of Washtenaw, southern Wayne, downriver communities. But the center of the storm down near Nashville is just slowly going to pull toward the north today, and we see some heavier showers down there that will spread in probably again just during your evening drive. So that'll be a little bit slower, but no deluge, no flooding, no monster wind from Irma today. We're tracking 80 in the 7-day. If you need that 7-day and you're heading out, you can get your zone. 4Zone Weather has your complete forecast on it. The weather tab, click on Detroit.com. Kim D.
Looking forward to those 80s, Brandon. All right, well, the morning commute has been pretty quiet for the most part, so we're going to take a look at some construction right now over on the north and southbound lanes of the Lodge between Howard and Jefferson. That's where we'll have one lane blocked there today until 5 o'clock this evening. And then north and southbound lanes of the Lodge right at I-75, there will also be one lane blocked there. This project starting up in about a half hour, 7 a.m., wrapping up this evening at 6 p.m. Now let's take a look at our Sky 4 chopper out and about over this problem we have in Royal Oak. The northbound lanes of Coolidge just past 13 Mile. That is where you're going to see the right lane blocked there because of a building fire. Emergency vehicles are on the scene. Again, we are going to keep you updated on this situation, but in the meantime, just know if you do use Coolidge, the northbound side, there is one lane blocked there. Expect a few delays. Back to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. This morning, cleanup efforts continue all across the southeast as Hurricane Irma's lasting effects are becoming more and more evident.
Right now, we know at least 16 storm-related deaths have been reported on the U.S. mainland, and that number is expected to climb. There are also massive power outages as more than 4 million remain without power in Florida alone. Officials say it still could take several days to get most of the customers restored. All of this as many are without the basics or, say, their jobs.
We need water, food, we need gas.
It's not going to be any tourism down here for quite some time, which is going to make life tough and no way to make a living.
We've learned President Trump and Vice President Pence are both set to survey Florida, the damage there, tomorrow. No word on what part of the state they will visit. Rhonda?
Jason, thank you. Drink cups, coolers left on the lawn after an outdoor graduation celebration becomes a crime scene. A young man was shot at this Roseville home last month. This morning, the accused killer heads to court. Local 4's Nick Monticelli is live with the case that has shaken this entire Macomb County community. Nick?
Rhonda, good morning to you. That accused killer is Amir Mangonia. He's 20 years old. He's going to be in court today for a preliminary exam, and the victim is Luke Fillery. There were a lot of questions in this case. What happened? Why did the shooting happen? We know there was an argument, but what was it about? Hopefully, we'll get some of those answers today.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not fair to him or his family.
18-year-old Luke Fillery was shot and killed at his cousin's graduation party in Roseville in early August. And this man, 20-year-old Amir Mangonia, is the one accused of shooting him. Fillery's friends say the Clinton Township teenager was popular and worked hard.
Luke was just always like the life of the party. He was like always funny. He was always having a good time.
The graduation party was at a home on Callahan Street near 12 and Hayes. Roseville police say there was an argument and about 4 people were asked to leave that party. A while later, the group came back and police say Mangonia started shooting towards the home. Fillery was hit and he was rushed to the hospital and died.
It's just not necessary. Just over something really little, and now his life's gone.
It's not clear if Luke even knew the group of people who were asked to leave, but we should learn a little more during today's preliminary exam. The evidence against Magonia will be presented, but while the facts will be known, the why may never be.
I don't understand what was going through their heads. Like, I don't know. I can't ever relate to that.
That hearing is scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning, and again, he is charged with second-degree murder. And because of the other counts involved, if he's found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. We are live this morning. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
All right, Nick, thank you. 6:37 is your time, and we are following stories from all across the metro area for you this morning.
Those include stories from Westland, Romulus, and Detroit, but
I was scared. I was really creeped out. I thought I could get kidnapped and never be found again or end up in a ditch.
Talking about the stranger danger there, we're told a man tried to lure a teenage girl into his car Tuesday. The girl was waiting at the bus stop when the man approached. Thankfully, the school bus arrived and she was able to get away. Police say that the bus driver encountered the same man at a previous stop.
If the school bus hadn't been there, was he alone? Wasn't he alone? Would he have forced her in there? Would somebody just jump out and grab her?
Again, this is in Harrison Township. The man, described as white, in his early 20s with short curly brown hair. He was wearing a black and gray baseball cap and a silver chain. He was seen driving a silver 4-door Honda.
Over in Westland, 22-year-old Javika Nikolowski has been charged with murdering his roommate. The man is accused of stabbing 25-year-old Space Gazani. If Javika is convicted, he faces life in prison. He is being held without bond and scheduled to reappear in court on September 21st.
Dash cam video from Romulus shows the recovery of a Romulus police car, an SUV, after it was stolen earlier this month. Someone took off with it while officers were investigating a break-in outside of a hotel. They chased it into Detroit, where the thief eventually parked and ran off. So far, no arrests have been made.
And Detroit police are on the lookout for this man who broke into a mosque on the city's east side and really wreaked havoc with a hammer inside. The man got in through a window and caused extensive damage inside. Nothing was taken and no injuries were reported, just the vandalism. And police are asking for help if you think you recognize this man.
Jim Harbaugh and his Michigan football squad getting their own show.
We'll tell you more about that. Plus, Dr. McGeorge is in.
Are your children falling into the science gap? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, what parents can do to help bridge the gap and help your child succeed in science and technology.
But first, put on notice, Michigan's medical marijuana dispensaries dealt a deadline from the state.
And let's take a look at this week's For Frenzy game of the week. Brother Rice will host Warren De La Salle as both teams look to improve to 3-0 on the young season. The game is Friday in Bloomfield Hills. We'll be right back.
For Frenzy.
Welcome back, everybody. Trouble for Michigan's marijuana business. Existing medical dispensaries are getting a temporary reprieve from being shut down by the state, but businesses choosing to operate past that December 15th deadline could harm their chances for a license from the state. The state will set new rules governing dispensaries going forward. The state hopes to start issuing new licenses in the first few months of the next year. As of 2016, there were more than 200,000 medical marijuana cardholders in Michigan.
You will soon be learning more about Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh and his football program. Amazon is filming a new series which will follow the line of my beard right here. The storied program this season. The series will be released on Amazon Prime and is expected to take cameras behind the scenes and follow Coach Harbaugh and the team. No premiere date has been set for the series, though Harbaugh says he welcomes the opportunity to show off his program in a unique way to a world audience. And this makes us wonder if we'll see this side of Jim Harbaugh at all. Take a listen.
Yeah, he said I should talk to him right now. I should talk to him. That's one. That's one. Okay. That's two. That's three.
That was video of Harbaugh dancing at a recruit's house earlier this year. He says he learned the moves from his friend Usher. Okay.
Nice try.
The Tigers are now a part of history, but it's for all the wrong reasons. This is the Cleveland Indians have tied the American League record for consecutive wins at 20. Who would have thought the Dodgers were hot? Now it's the Indians.
It is the Indians, and they could actually do even better on our account today. The Indians tied the record with a 2-0 win over the Tigers in Cleveland on Tuesday night, tying the 2002 Oakland A's record. The Tigers have now lost 4 in a row. Cleveland will go for 21 straight games in winning streak this afternoon against our Tigers. If they win, it will tie the 1935 Chicago Cubs record for 21 wins in a row.
How about it? Cubs win.
Impressive. And with the fans and the ball club already looking ahead to next season, let's just do that. The Tigers released their 2018 schedule. Now, opening day, isn't it normally in April?
Yeah, normally.
And it's normally pretty cold. We've seen snowflakes. This year, earliest it's ever been in the season, March 29th.
The March game at Comerica Park could go one of two ways, Brandon. It could be one of those weird, you know how around March Madness we usually get that one day, St. Patrick's Day? Yeah. I can remember a St. Patrick's Day. I got sunburned at Rosie O'Grady, so we could have that.
Oh, let's hope so.
Absolutely possible.
I think so.
We'll be in the, past the vernal equinox at that point. The autumnal equinox, in the meantime, is coming up.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. This past opening day was pretty cold. I had a hat on, a coat, and everything. But we'll see,
March,
I guess.
Yeah. Could be, 8 inches of snow coming down. Could be 70 degrees.
You never know.
Right. Could be, hurricane. I don't know. Get everything around here. Everybody quietly say good morning to Webster on the camera there. Want to freak him out. Watch out, Webster. Some numbers coming here. Okay, you're good. 50s all across the area. In fact, Adrian at 61, much more mild than we've been the last several mornings. Instead of 40s and 50s, we're 50s and 60s. 59 Metro, 55 Ann Arbor, 56 in Pontiac. Haircast today is right on that fair, almost to good mark. We have light winds out of the south. The humidity is up a little bit today with these showers coming up from the south, but they're coming into dry air and struggling to get going and will struggle to move in here. So I think it's probably going to be after the afternoon bus stop for our best shower chances. Spotty stuff this morning, 57 at the bus stop, and then this afternoon, 74 degrees, your high temperature. Should be mostly cloudy most of the day, but dry most of the day with our better shower chances after 4 or 5 p.m. Right now, right on the Monroe, Washtenaw, Wayne County lines here, some light showers. These will be moving into Milan, Saline, just very, very light, but enough to slicken the pavement and just watch out. Nope. Quick stops. We have heavier rain batch down south into the Tennessee Valley, and that is what we expect to eventually beat out that dry air with scattered light to moderate rain 4 to 5 p.m. So the evening drive could be slowed a little bit, but again, it's scattered, so I don't expect a big deluge widespread over the area, but just keep that in the back of your mind for the late drive. Tomorrow, a couple of morning showers on the east side, and then gradual clearing, 75 through the day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hello, 80s. Good to see you again. Jason Carr's reopening the pool. We have Big Ten football in 80-degree temps out in Ann Arbor. And the JDRF Type 1 Walk to Cure Diabetes is Sunday morning at Milliken State Park. Looks awesome. Going to be a great day. Showers come late Sunday into Monday. Kim's here now in your 4 Live traffic pool party at Jason's. What else?
I think so. Big game on Saturday. Gotta need the sunscreen for that one. All right, well, let's take a look at what's going on. We do have one accident to let you know about on our freeways over on westbound I-94. This is right at 8 Mile here. It's blocking the right shoulder, so those of you traveling through the Grosse Pointe area, maybe headed into the city this morning, just be careful of that accident. And then I do want to show you another problem we have with the view of our 1-800 call Sam Chopper shot. This is a disabled vehicle over on eastbound I-94 just before the lodge there. You can see the tow truck is on the scene, but that is blocking the right shoulder, so just keep that in mind. But traffic volumes are starting to build. However, we are not seeing much of a delay in this area. Just be cautious. Back to you.
In good health, are your children falling into the science gap? New research finds many kids are missing out on exposure to basic science.
And on this Wellness Wednesday, our own science-loving Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to show us how parents can help bridge the gap.
A love for science can lead to a variety of careers, but it's important to spark that interest early and often, even long before the school bell rings.
There, check it out.
In Jennifer Cody's 5th grade science class, students are looking at fossils and learning about prehistoric conditions, but some are already lagging behind in basic science skills.
Unlike prior research, we started to investigate these gaps beginning in kindergarten.
Education researcher Paul Morgan and fellow researchers examined data from nearly 8,000 students from kindergarten to 8th grade, testing the students' general knowledge of the world around them.
What does a fireman do, or what do planes and trains have in common?
About 70% of low-income children displayed low levels of general knowledge about the world, compared with 10% of high-income children.
The bad news is that these gaps start really early and much earlier than perhaps we knew.
Morgan says parents can help close the science gap. You can start by asking kids questions about everyday things. Like, where does rain come from? Where does the water go after? At a construction site, talk about what the machines do and ask why. And at the bookstore, look for nonfiction.
We might be picking up fairy tales and stories about unicorns and rainbows a lot more than we're picking up stories about dinosaurs and castles.
Basic lessons that can help close the gap for the next generation of would-be scientists.
A lot of talent is spilling off the table as a result, and that's a tragedy.
Now, don't worry, parents. You don't have to know the answer to every question. In fact, part of the process of building curiosity is thinking about possible explanations and then working together to find the answers. Back to you.
And science can be so fun.
Yeah, it's important to have kids engaged at a young age, STEM, all of that.
Absolutely. And
we'll be right back. Today's top stories.
Skyforge.
Welcome back, everybody. President Trump, Vice President Pence, and their wives will be visiting the Hurricane Irma damaged Florida tomorrow. Meantime, rescue and relief efforts continue. More than 4 million customers still remain without power in Florida. Crews from across the country, including hundreds from here in Michigan, from DTE and Consumers Energy, are down there helping to fix the problem.
We are expecting to learn more about the death of 18-year-old Luke Fillory today. The man accused of killing the teen will be in court for a preliminary hearing. Miriam Magnono is accused of shooting the teen at a graduation party in Roseville back in August.
In Harrison Township, a stranger danger alert after a man tried luring a girl into his car at a bus stop. It happened at Ashland and Memory Lane on Tuesday morning. According to police, the bus driver encountered that same man at a previous stop.
We could hear more today after the U.S. Supreme Court lifts restrictions on President Trump's travel ban late Tuesday. That's what happened the other day. The court granted an access or a request to block a federal court ruling that said the administration can't ban exempted refugees. The new ruling could impact around 24,000 people. And it's homecoming night here in Detroit, now entering its 4th year. Detroit Homecoming is an event that brings home some of the most successful former Detroiters, brings them home back to the city. The aim is to have the individuals re-engage and invest in the city's rebound. The 3-day event opens today at 1:30 at the Michigan Central Station in Corktown. This year's speakers will include Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, Wendy Hilliard, and Matthew Murray. And live in the D today, must-see TV, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Kim DiGiulio. Asking the tough questions. Everybody at the station's all excited. They're going to be here live in studio telling us about a special cause they're working on, plus their show Grace and Frankie, which Kim loves, right here, Local 4 at 10 a.m.
The spider that ate Belle Isle. Ready? Here he comes. Come on, Webster. Oh, you know what, Webster? That's the first and last time we're doing that. 60 degrees. You'll watch. You'll see him climbing up here this morning. It's pretty mild out there. We've got these clouds a little bit cooler in our north zone, but overall, we're looking pretty decent. We have a couple of showers of extreme outer bands here of remnants of Irma. Better chances later in the day. So most of the day is just sort of partly sunny and dry, 74 degrees with a better chance for some rain showers after 4 p.m. and may linger on the east side early tomorrow, but nice for the weekend, Kim.
All right, well, just one problem to let you know about before you head out the door this morning over on westbound I-94. An accident right at 8 Mile has your right shoulder blocked.
All right, thank you, Kim, and thanks for being with us, everybody. We'll be back, of course, in 25 minutes with our first news update during the Today Show.
That's right, and remember, later, 10 a.m.
Live in the D.
Lily Tomlin. We'll see you then.